you've been playing a game, review game. You've been playing a review game that's actually a bunch of games
No, that's
from
where
the
we're gonna
olden
start.
days. From the
Oh, the wide world of Atari. That's actually what the DLC is called. The
is it
wider
called
world of Atari.
the wider
Yeah,
world of
world of
Atari? The
Atari.
wider world.
So they've announced two different DLC packs. So you got this one, the wider world of Atari, and then they got the
Yep.
console wars coming out in November. So this
Mhm.
is one of two. It adds a new timeline
Oh, cool.
packed with all of the stuff from the. It's not just games. It actually
Mhm.
has this, as you can see, it actually has documentaries and stuff like
Cool.
that to go with it. So a lot more. It's like uh, a lot of stuff about like a whole section about the history of
Skydiver.
yeah. A whole one of the whole things was about sort of like Atari's like art design.
Sure. Oh, cool.
They
Oh,
yeah,
that's for me.
so like it has the it talks to I forget her name, the woman that like like
Mhm.
inked and painted like the original Atari logo and like the typeface
Amazing.
and everything. Like they got interviews with her. It's like a big 9-minute interview with her.
Sure.
Al Acorn or Alcorn is all over this thing, kind of
Hmm.
like because what the hell's the game I'm thinking of? Breakout. There's a whole Breakout
Oh.
documentary describing how it's technically a Steve Jobs game, Breakout.
Mhm.
Because no one, but he said like it was all bullshit. It was Steve Wozniak. It was
Yeah, it was
his entire
wise.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and he doesn't get any credit for it, but
Yeah.
it goes into detail about some of that stuff. So there's some really good documentary footage again in here. Love it.
Mhm.
And the games are wild this time around. You get like I'm looking at it now. You get 4 different versions of Berserk.
That's awesome.
You get the 2600 version of Berserk. You get a fan version that came out later
Oh,
called
really?
the voice
19
enhanced.
additional games? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Huh.
the
Uh-huh.
voice enhanced Berserk that has which just means it has uh, a 2600 game with vocalization, which is
Mhm.
kind of wild. You get the 5200 version of Berserk, and you get the arcade version of Berserk. And I love Berserk. That's
Yeah.
a cool
Berserk's
game. Like
great. Yeah.
Evilado is an all-time villain.
Yeah.
Um, so that's good. You get Frenzy, which you just saw on there, which is just that's a solid one. Red Baron. There's a whole mini documentary thing about sort of vector graphics,
Mhm. Mhm.
how they work, why certain guys really liked vector graphics. Atari didn't really do a lot of vector graphics games, but they did a
Hmm.
few, and so one of them that's on here is the Red Baron game, which I love the Red Baron game. It's
Yeah.
exactly
That was fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, you get Skydiver as you saw,
Mhm.
which I do not like Skydiver. I
Yeah.
think that's it's just one of those like trajectory games where it's not that far removed from Lunar Lander, but like whatever, you know.
What are the it says rare prototypes in there. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. There's some just what you expect, like things that uh never made it to market. There's even some like like again more like oh this was a modern game made today. Like
Uh,
I think there's
mhm.
like Aqua Venture and things like that, and it's like I'm trying to remember. There's some weird stuff that
Hmm.
there's like the Rubik's Cube game that was made, and it leans heavily into the telegames,
Mhm.
which is the Sears stuff,
Hmm.
which is kind of cool. It's cool to see the telegames stuff being represented because that was a major part of the success of the Atari. Like
Yeah.
was telegames. So it you know
Cool.
it's a really good expansion. I mean,
Sweet.
I don't. It's one of those. I don't want to. I don't know how to broach this particular part, but like I don't know why it's not just a free expansion. I
Yeah, it
mean,
does kind of feel like
uh,
I mean I haven't played it so I don't know, but it does
yeah,
kind of feel like You guys could have. I know
because a
these are
lot of
like you're gonna make like 30 extra games on this sucker, but I
yeah,
mean it
and
could
well,
have
that's the
been.
thing. Like these
Yeah.
ones are just more Atari games. It's not like there's a lot of licensing fees with it. That's like, and I don't know. Like
Hmm.
I'm assuming it's like the production of the documentary footage like has to go somewhere or something.
Sure.
But like it's the next expansion that I feel like okay, that would make sense to be like because that one's the one that's going to be them introducing Intellivision stuff.
Sure.
Like
Sure.
that's where it is, right? The Intellivision and
Yeah.
ColecoVision
Yeah.
stuff that was on ColecoVision, right? Is that the one they
Hmm.
just bought? Did they buy ColecoVision? Is that the one they bought, or did they
Yeah.
buy
Yeah. They bought
Intellivision?
ColecoVision. Oh no,
Yeah,
in television. They bought in
yeah,
television.
it's one of those. I don't remember now. Oh well,
Because
but like,
Coleco is creating their own little mini console thing, right? They made it or something like that. I
yeah, but
forgot.
wasn't that the wasn't yeah because it
Whatever.
was
Yeah.
yeah it was the Amico. It's the
Amico.
Amico.
Yeah.
It gets
In
to be
television.
separate
Woo.
while Atari got the Intel, and then the
Hmm.
next DLC pack is the first console war, which is going to focus on that stuff and
Okay.
the Intellivision stuff that
That's where we'll
appeared
get
on
some
the
of that
26th.
stuff. Cool.
And that's like that makes more sense. Make gotta recoup those losses with this DLC
Yeah.
kind of thing. But like this one, it's not thin on content, but it
Okay.
doesn't feel hefty on content either. Like the DLC, the games are all good, but they're just more of the same Atari kind of stuff.
Okay. So just
Um,
more of. It seems like it's
yeah,
just more of.
it's just more of the documentary footage
Mhm.
was my favorite part of this. Like
Cool.
the little documentary stuff that was in there because there's some really fun stories being told, and I like this is one thing that I liked about this set before like previously and still after this expansion is that they talk to the right people.
Mm.
I have heard enough about the history of Atari from like Nolan Bushnell. He can't really offer anything new, and he's going to lie about it because he has sort of a vested interest. It's like when you
Sure.
talk to Eric Bischoff about WCW. It's like he's
Yeah.
got sort of a vested interest in some of this stuff. The programmers and the artists and the developers and stuff they're the ones with the stories to tell,
Mhm.
and they're the ones that they went to.
Yeah.
So makes
Sweet.
me happy. Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is out now?
Out now. Came out
Okay.
a couple of weeks ago. I think the 26th or something.
Okay.